Today we'll be going over the Duo Special Heroes banner for January 2022. This is your chance to get some limited time seasonal units before the reruns come back this year. As a reminder, with the recent changes, if you have the Fade Pass, you can spark on Duo Special Hero banners now. This is kind of important because for whatever reason, seasonal reruns cannot be sparked, even though new seasonal banners can be with the Fade Pass. That means when these units come back this year, I don't think the rerun banners won't be sparkable unless something changes, so if you want to spark someone, now is the time. We have two returning seasonal 4-star focus units this time. You can get Bridal Juno and Summer Ogma at 4-star and 5-star rarity, but they are sharing that 3% rate, so keep that in mind. Starting with the red group, we have Bridal Shanna. She's a flying red archer with some pretty solid offensive stats. Her rose quartz bow is a simple but fun weapon. Shanna gets extra attack and speed and deals true damage equal to 20% of her speed stat per attack, basically half a Regno Astro proc. To complement this offensive weapon, Shanna comes with Swift Sparrow 3, Attack and Defense Far Trace 3, and Attack and Defense Rain. These are three very solid offensive skills. While Rain skills are excellent, Far Trace Kanto is becoming extremely powerful and useful. There are not too many sources of Far Trace skills suited to mounted archers and dagger users, so Attack and Defense Far Trace is quite valuable here. We did just get Hatari Dean, who could use this B skill. Joining Shanna is going to be Summer Mercedes. She's a high attack and res red mage cavalier, and her Peachy Parfait plus inheritable tome grants extra resistance and inflicts res debuffs and essentially steals enemy res buffs for the user. This is not bad for a high attack mage like Mercy, but it is mainly targeted at just getting off big damage hits or fighting other res buffing units. For her other inheritable skills, Summer Mercedes comes with some decent stuff. Attack and Res Push 4 is fine for shorter fights, and she has Attack and Res Far Trace 3. We have two Far Trace Kanto B skills in the red group, so you'll get something nice no matter who you pull. Not a terrible group considering the good passives available. In the blue group, we have both of our 4-star focus units. If you get lucky, you should just be getting Juno or Ogma a lot more often. Bridal Juno is a flying blue mage with decent offensive stats. Her Love Bouquet plus inheritable tome is basically a joint drive attack and joint drive res weapon. That means the user buffs +4 attack and res to nearby allies, and they can get the same benefits when they are near allies themselves. Not the strongest combative effect for the user, but if you want to stack in combat buffs, then this hybrid support weapon can be an option. For her other skills, Juno comes with Attack and Speed Form 3 and Aerobatics. We just got the Attack and Speed Form Sacred Seal, so you could double down even if it's not the strongest A skill. As for Aerobatics, while it takes up the valuable B slot, it can be a great mobility skill for flying dancers and such. Next up is Summer Ogma. He's one of the fastest Lance Infantry units who isn't 5-star only, but he also came with Summer Norn, who has similar attack and speed stats, and she is a heroic grow option. They are both similar enough, but obviously Norn is just easier to +10 if you don't want to face RNG. Summer Ogma does have an inheritable lance, the Trident Plus. It grants the user a +6 attack buff if they are within 3 spaces of an ally, and it's going to grant another +5 attack and defense during combat if you meet the same conditions. Extremely simple to use and a nice way to get a bunch of attack going. For his inheritable passives, Ogma comes with Attack and Speed Solo 3 and Threatened Speed and Defense 2. Attack and Speed Solo 3 is great for a ton of units and builds, and Ogma is the only unit with Threatened Speed and Defense 2. While dual threatens are not super crazy, they are prerequisites for menace skills, so if we ever get Speed and Defense menace, then you can use Ogma as a fodder stepping stone. The blue group is certainly interesting since it has both 4-star focus units. You can get some decent fodder, but I wouldn't say it's a super valuable deal to chase after. Next up is the green group, and we have Crusader, or Cyan Larcei. She's an axe infantry unit with a ton of attack and speed and decent defensive stats as well. Like her regular form, Larcei keeps Regno Astro, which is a 2 cooldown special that boosts damage by 40% of her speed stat. It's an extremely powerful special, even more so with dodge skills in the game now. Rolling Grace can spam Regno Astro since it accelerates specials. Larcei then gets +5 tall stats, no follow-up 3, and if she wins the speed check, she gets no guard 2. This is tailor-made to run Regno Astra, and if you use Time's Pulse, Larcei can get off 2 procs almost guaranteed if she doubles. Now, to go with her unique skills, Larcei brings Speed and Defense Solo 4, Frenzy 3, and Joint Drive Attack. Speed and Defense Solo is not the first choice for many units or builds, but with all the solo sacred seals to customize a build with, it's a fine A skill. Frenzy is a dodge B skill that has Desperation 2 built in. It's meant to give your speedsters a chance to avoid counterattacks when they're on low HP. As for Joint Drive Attack, super versatile C skill, you can put it on pretty much any unit. Crusader Larcei is an excellent axe infantry unit, and she has some nice skills if you don't want to use her. Making the green group a very strong temptation is Duo, Pirate, Hinoka, and Camilla. This pair are a flying green archer with very solid attack and speed stats. Their mermaid bow is effective against army units, it grants more attack and speed, and it gives adaptive damage. Plus, when you initiate combat with more speed and color advantage, you get brave attacks. So ignoring the last part, Mermaid Bow is super scary with armor effectiveness and adaptive damage built in. Duo Hinoka can get brave attacks, but you must meet 4 different conditions to do so. The most important condition is that she has to have weapon triangle advantage, which means Duo Hinoka can only brave attack blue units. They do have a strong dual skill as well though. All flying allies within 3 rows or 3 columns get +6 attack and speed and +1 movement. Maybe you can pair this with Legendary Azura, hint hint. However, they also will inflict gravity on ranged foes within 3 columns or rows, but only against non-flyers. There are so many conditions on this pair, so do read the fine print. For their inheritable skills, Duo Hinoka and Camilla offer Harsh Command Plus, Attack and Speed Push 4, Speed and Res Far Trace 3, and Defense and Res Rain 3. They have 2 res debuffing skills due to their adaptive damage weapon. Speed and Res Far Trace is great for offensive cams or flyers and is available on the new Hatari Harmonic Azura as well. Attack and Speed Push 4 and Harsh Command Plus can be used on a variety of units. As for Defense and Res Rain, only Duo Hinoka has it, and it's a rather unique skill. Not many units need both defense and res debuffs, but there are niche cases like Regular Myrrh, who applies a defense check with her weapon, but she does magic damage as a dragon. Overall, the green group has a ton of amazing and rare fodder skills. You also have 2 great units. Last up is the Colorless group, starting with Summer Freyja. She's a Colorless Beast Cavalry unit and super fast like her base form. Freyja's Brightmare Horn gives +5 tall stats and dodge. Instead of just encounters, Summer Freyja is going to get offensive no follow-up to be a stronger player phase initiator. Her Binding Necklace is the same as her mythic form. It basically gives Freyja more stat advantages, and she steals all field buffs on the enemy for herself. If the enemy has +6 tall stats, Freyja is going to gain +6 tall stats, and she inflicts -6 tall stats on the enemy. Gotta be very wary of using buffs against Freyja. Now, to go with Freyja's stat stacking kit, she has Attack and Speed Solo 4 and Fatal Smoke 3 to mess with healing. She's a very neat unit and 2 powerful passives for inheriting. Last up, we have dual Summer Hilda and Marianne. They are a flying healer with top tier offensive stats, although not too much competition there. It's such a rare class type. Duo Hilda does have quite a bit of support power though. Her Sunshade Staff grants +6 attack during combat to allies within 2 spaces. Additionally, those allies also get +1 special charge per the foe's attacks. For her own benefit, Hilda gets Wrathful Staff and +6 attack and speed when she's alone. So, Duo Hilda can give anyone the very variable cooldown reduction ability, but it's only for enemy attacks. This is not Steady Breath. To grant more support, their dual skill inflicts -7 attack and isolation on enemies within 3 rows or columns of Hilda. Isolation is a super rare skill already, but having the wide range is even better to stop multiple enemies from using assist skills. If you have the time, this dual skill will also recharge every 3rd turn, which is better than nothing. So, Duo Hilda can provide some very powerful perks. She actually has more utility with Even Recovery 3, she can AoE heal and cleanse status effects. Duo Hilda is also the only healer with Nudge Plus. Nudge is the healing skill with built-in shove. If you do need Hilda to fight, then she also has Attack and Speed Push 4 and Dazzling Staff for the combo. Not only does Duo Hilda have great utility, but she has pretty good skills for any healer you may be building. Colorless is another good group to summon. 2 fun units and some very solid skills. That'll wrap up this double special heroes banner. If you are short on orbs, you may want to wait a bit because we aren't out of the orb spending season just yet. Not only is there still a mythic banner this month, but February 2nd marks Faye's 5th anniversary leading into year 6. It's not on the calendar, but anniversaries are the time when Hero Fest banners appear. In the last Hero Fest for the half anniversary, they literally pulled Valentine's Henriette, so anyone could be on the table. Last year, they also had Solstice, so mythics are free game too. Considering the latest Hero Fest had 2 save skills on it, I wouldn't be surprised to see that happen again. Maybe this time they'll focus on Kanto skills, and I definitely can see someone like Yuri being a possibility this time around. Vogue could be another option because he has lethality. In addition to Hero Fest, we should find out the Valentine's banner since it should be revealed on the Faye channel. As a reminder, right now Choose Your Legends 6 is happening. Do get your votes in before it's over. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.